Have you ever tried to intentionally forget? How about a play on a sports field you wish you could take back? My name's Andy Tryant, and today I'm going to speak about motivated forgetting and how it pertains to the development of one's social identity, and also how it affects the personal connections within one's in-group. By intentionally trying to suppress a memory or an action, it doesn't remove it from one's mind, it simply makes it even that much more accessible. When someone tries to suppress a memory or trait, it exposes it even further because you are constantly reminded of the occurrence. In this presentation, I will speak about why someone would want to change a part of themselves for social acceptance. I'll also speak about how social identity can get threatened, and if it's even possible to perform motivated forgetting for in-group acceptance. The title of my article was Motivated Forgetting in Response to Social Identity by Amy M. Dalton and Lee Hung. The article challenges the concept of motivated forgetting, which is the intentional forgetting of certain memories or characteristics that are deemed to be unfavorable by society or especially by one's in-group. In-group itself refers to a social group which a person psychologically identifies as being a member of. Lastly, social identity, or one's personal view of where they stand within a group, is also important to define. The article I read coincides directly with Chapter 5 and social identity. The communication accommodation theory states a person's willingness to adapt both verbally and non-verbally to the person of interaction. Depending on whether or not they deem themselves to be a member of that group, they will either act similar or dissimilar to the member they are interacting with. The researchers hypothesized that even relatively neutral content can be forgotten if said content is linked to a social identity threat and people are motivated to protect themselves from that threat. In other words, it doesn't matter the severity of the situation as long as the situation itself has the potential to be a negative outlook on the person who is trying to forget it. The interpersonal relationship I chose to explore is that of sports teams I have been a part of, both past and present. One can be a physical member of a sports team by simply joining, practicing, and participating in games, but to be fully accepted on a team, one must also be socially accepted by their teammates. Due to this desire for someone to have their social identity accepted by a team, one may partake in extracurricular activities such as fundraisers, optional workouts, and team dinners. Although these events are extracurricular, a person may feel obligated to join due to the team mentality and the desire for approval of an in-group. The communication issue that may arise is when a physical member of a team starts to feel as if their social identity is no longer accepted. This makes them an outcast. When someone has a dissatisfied social identity, they may start to see themselves as more of an outsider, and the we in their speech may start to become they. Because of this, someone in a sports team may try to forget certain events, such as a play they messed up on or a game they performed poorly in. By intentionally trying to forget or performing motivated forgetting, it may help to keep a person's identity or internal view of themselves safe from harm. This is also a way to make sure you are still a member of the in-group you want to be a part of. By reading this article, I have learned the best way to forget a memory is not to try to intentionally forget. By doing so, it will keep coming back. If you truly want to forget a negative event, you need to make it so it has been forgotten by others as well. An example is missing a fly ball in a game. If your teammate brings it up a lot, obviously it will be very difficult to forget, no matter what you do. I have realized by letting my teammates know that I indeed did make a mistake and it won't happen again, it usually ends the memory. The researchers of my article found that motivated forgetting not only operates without conscious control, but also without conscious awareness of the motive itself. Based on the readings of this article, and by applying it to the studied interpersonal relationship, it seems as if one can't simply perform motivated forgetting in order to increase the overall acceptance within a group. The ability to forget a negative event in order to improve one's social identity and reduce the threat to it falls in the fact that it simply happens without knowing and not trying to intentionally forget the issue at all.